Htp family, you're tuning into the Pro-Black Perspective on KWAZ Radio. Be sure to check out the other programs on the program. But as we begin today, we're going to start the weekly worship a little later than usual. You'd be surprised at uh, how much how much I overslept today. But we're going to get right into it. All right. So this is obviously week 4. So in week 4, we're going over Pan-African Wisdom by Zuberi. About Zuberi, and I want to actually let you know something. Right, starting in January, we're going to have an organization. All right, and it's maybe a coincidence, but the first proverb or the first quote today that we're going to go over is exactly this critique that Zuberi would have against people who don't have organizations, right? And so one thing we know is that in order to achieve what we need to achieve, we need to organize. Okay? In order to accomplish what we aim to accomplish, we need to organize, right? So we all know this, but that means that it's imperative for us to participate in those organizations. All right. So I'm going to do an organization. This organization is going to be focused on the skills that I have, and the skills that I have, if you don't know, is I do adult education. All right. So if you're listening to this, you're probably an adult, and you're probably learning something. All right. So that's really my skill set. So I'm going to make an organization around that, and it's going to be, for the most part, well, as far as I understand, it's going to be free. It's going to be free education. Obviously, if you want to go a little more intense, I will encourage you to go purchase some books. All right, I will encourage you to go purchase some books, but otherwise, at least the first 3 lessons are absolutely free because they're all available online. For instance, this Pan-African Wisdom series, the Pan-African Wisdom series is going to be for the first 2 lessons. And that's already free. Of course, if you want to pay for it, you know how to make that transaction. But otherwise, that's what it is. So today we're going to go to page 60 because it's November. We're going to go to the 11 twelfths. So you multiply by 6. I think there's 72 in each book. Multiply by 6. 11 times 6. Well, actually, you do 10 times 6 because it's the 11th. You're going from 60 to 65, I guess. And then you're finishing off at 66 to 72 or whatever. So it'll be 10 times 6, or 11 minus 1 times, whatever. Who cares? Look, so we're on page 60, and you see the first one talks to the subject. So it goes, when people say organize without recommending their or another organization, it's just fluff. They neither believe it nor do they want their audience to believe it, or else why wouldn't they be organized? And I'll be honest with you. The reason why I came up with this one was because at one point I sat in the audience where Omar Johnson was speaking, and Omar Johnson was like, organize, organize, organize. He's like, comics race and organize, right? And then I was just like, okay, but what organization are you a part of? And of course, I did see he did have his business card, and he was technically a part of an organization. I didn't recognize the organization on his business card, but for what it was worth, maybe he was a part of an organization. But a lot of black people who say we need to organize aren't. And what's more, if we're talking about African liberation, we have to focus on the reality that if you want African or liberation, you need African organization. So you need organizations that are active on the continent of Africa. So this is why, when I'm doing this Pan-African Wisdom series, I can technically do that anywhere. Because as long as you have access to internet, you have access to learning. Just like how, as long as you have access to the internet, you have access to these YouTube videos. And I'm not necessarily going to make that one, those private lessons, YouTube videos, but I do intend that anybody around the world can engage in. So that's really it's going to be active on the continent, and I'm going to need you to be a part of it, right? Or to share what's going to be part of it. Because I don't know if you heard, if you didn't hear it, go back to the revolutionary brainstorm. We did this revolutionary brainstorm, and now what we're doing is I'm working on the the document. I did the first draft. I'm looking for feedback from other people. You know, uh, after that feedback, I want to launch it. It's gonna be like a series of slides, slides. You can just screenshot, make it as an image, share those images, share it as a thread. On your diverse social media accounts. Get people to get involved. All right, that's all I'm asking. Right, you're signing people up for free leadership training, okay, by the best leaders in our story. You go back. The first book is obviously uh, the greatest orators. You go back and you're going to learn about the different orators. Of course, you're going to see this too. You're going to see eventually, if you want to get past the initiate level, you want to go to the student level. I'm going to encourage you to read Zuberi, this book right here. You're gonna have people all over the world seeing that they need to be organized. You understand? So these are the important lessons that are going to be there, but it's going to take. But there's something that you can do, because the problems of our people are going to be outlined. Right now, we are dealing with. For instance, I bring it out that 80% of what is now called Lake Chad vanishing. Okay, the surface area of Lake Chad is vanishing. Right, Lake Chad borders. Lake Chad is in Cameroon, in Chad, obviously, Niger, and Nigeria. All right, if it's in these four countries, right? But nobody, like you're gonna need some sort of Pan-African organization to do something on behalf of this body of water that sustains millions of people and their livelihood and our culture. Okay, you have to understand. You have to organize. But again, if you're trying to organize, you have to organize around where you want this transformation, where you want this change, where you want things to occur, where you want things to happen. All right? We need to work together, and we have to work as one. All right? That's how we can move forward. So that's definitely, what that's about. Let's go to 61. It says, if one of our children were stolen, we'd steal 3 of theirs and kill 1. Freedom has a cost. Now that's a you know you know what I'm saying? I mean, but this is the thing. You have to real, and this is one of the troubles about our community. I mean, I could show you, maybe at some point I'm gonna do the best of YouTube. Like the best of Twitter, the 10 tweets that are just like, dang. One of these tweets was, this police officer kills this black child. Okay, and I mean, this one actually got me, like, because I'm usually just not, like, I'm not really, like, I just see stuff and I'm just like, whatever, that's the situation we're in. This family has a police officer, like, I think, open their car and kill their kid. Okay, now the kids, I don't know what they were doing, but here's what the family does though. The family is just a bunch of, like, older women raising money by selling food, like chicken and macaroni and cheese and tater salad, whatever. Selling these southern good food, southern home cooking, to raise money to do what? To bury their kid. You understand? Like their child is killed, and their response is, we're gonna raise money to bury our child. They don't even got the money to bury their kid. 1, 2. That's the response. Oh yeah, my kid's gone. My child is gone, taken from me, and I'm going to raise money to bury my child. And the woman's pleading for people to buy their food, and nobody's even buying their food, but still, they're pleading. You understand? This is if your child, and I said this for Zuberi, he's like, if my child was stolen, not if my child was killed. He said, if my child was stolen, I would steal 3 of yours and kill 1 of them. Okay? So to teach you, right, that I'm a free person. And these people are like, hey, look, one of my kids are killed, right? And I just want to bury them. I just want a nice funeral. You understand? Like when you look at this video, I don't know if I should even show it to you, but if you look at this video, you're like, these are some enslaved Africans. You understand? That's the impression that you get from that. So let's go to the next one. This is 62. So they work for the white man. Some just don't know it. And this is the thing that we have to understand about a lot of our people, is that a lot of our people work for the white man. Okay, a lot of our people work for the white man, including those who are quote unquote the controlled opposition. Or sorry, the quote unquote opposition. You know, you could call it the controlled opposition. You know, like for instance, I'll give you an example, because sometimes people go against this dude. I don't like to go against Obama. Now everybody knows Obama works for the white man, because he is technically like he in the White House. when he was in the White House, he was obviously working for the white man, obviously, right? But here's the thing that Obama did that was kind of like, you might be like, oh, that's greasy, if you don't understand the history of a people, right? Or the history of the HNIC, the head Negro in charge. Right? And Al Sharpton is what a lot of us would consider the HNIC. But here's what the HNIC does. The HNIC says, you know, like, let's say people naturally want to revolt. People naturally want to rebel, you know? Particularly if you're on the lower side of the socioeconomic rung, right? And something doesn't seem right. Something like just things just go, just like I said, you know, somebody's kid gets killed, right? You know, the response, the reply, the natural human reaction, okay, is to want to kill somebody else. You understand? Want to kill the killer, want to kill whatever. Want to just kill somebody, okay? Because it's to take something, especially like a good child, you know, not like a social menace, but just an innocent child. To take a child and have no repercussions is devastating. You know, it's devastating for people who aren't even the parent. It's devastating for the parent. Okay? It's just a devastating thing. So to the natural response now, what the HNIC is supposed to do, is supposed to show up, and be like, oh, let's channel this anger. Let's challenge this revolt, this revolutionary energy. Let's channel this energy to something else. You know? Something non-violent. Let's challenge this violent energy to something non-violent. You know, and this is something I really like, because I mean, today I forgot that it was a Sunday African worship, or the weekly worship, but then I saw this video of these churchgoers. As a matter of fact, I think I could even play that one. All right, I think I could actually play that one. But I saw this video of these churchgoers, and you know, I put it on the Discord, right? But the reason why I say this is because, let me see if I can, like when you look at this video of these churchgoers, what you see is that this person, this pastor, the pastor in the black community, could, in fact, could in fact lead a revolution. You know, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, because a lot of you want to know right now, what are you talking about, brother? So, look, this is the video. So you see this. Right? So you got these people walking behind him. Look, eventually people from the audience, so I'm gonna jump ahead. People from the audience start joining and walking behind him. Okay? Right? Now you see, I want you to understand that this kind of a person, right? If they wanted to, well, the thing is this: they probably couldn't get you to pick up guns against this white boy. Okay? But it's that kind of devotion that you would need for a leader, so that leader can say, yes, let's pick up our guns to something. You understand? But if I remember correctly, a lot of people are involved in the church because the church demands that you do not pick up the gun. You understand? The church says, take the weakling's route. Take the submissive, the crawl on the floor route. Okay? So, you know, but that's what the HNIC is supposed to do. So one of the things that Obama did that almost seems like, oh well, that's, you know, there's no defense for that. He goes down to this place with toxic water. It's called Flint, Michigan, right? Still got toxic water, which is why I don't really complain about him, because you know, it's not like when he was gone you fixed it. You know, it's not like when he was gone. It's not like he was impeding you fixing it. You know, you know, so it's just blaming him for it. But one of the things that he did, though, I want to say, is that he goes down there and says, "Can I get a sip of water?" and pretends to drink the water. Okay, he pretends to drink the water, but he does that because, again, he works for the white man. All right. And the white man is like, look, you know, if he goes down there and he says, yeah, this water is toxic, we need to do something about it. We need to do blah, 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 blah. Especially, I don't know, it might be that the state is Democrat, or the city is Democrat, who knows, right? So if he goes down there and he goes against his own people, the Democrats, right? He's slipping up. You know, it's like when it comes to the police, a black police officer, like a lot of black police officers are asked, are you black or are you blue? You understand? So you know, Obama's probably asked, are you black or are you white? You understand? Like, I say, the White House. You know, are you red, white, and blue? You know what I mean? Like just to make it a little more clear. Are you black or are you red, white, and blue? And that's the thing that a lot of black folk have to come across. That realistically speaking, a lot of black people, or most black people, are going to be red, white, and blue. All right? And if you're red, white, and blue, you're working for the white man. And by working for the white man, and now, of course, this is in the context of the book Zuberi. So if you don't have the book Zuberi and you want to read the full context, go and read it, right? But he's talking about the conscious speakers, you know, the conscious speakers, right? And how realistically speaking, their operation is towards, you know, almost like just like doing nothing, just grifting. You know, I realized that this year that a lot of the black folk that are speaking in front of you are just grifting. You know what I mean? Like they just want you to like I want you to get something. I would say, you know, I want you to buy books because I think that you should have books in your library. Okay? I want you to buy books because I think that you should have books in your library. You know, I think it's important that you have things outside of the digital sphere. That you have physical copies of things, so to pass down and to engage other people in person and in real life. You know, so of course that's going to cost you. You know, and I mean, I'm not going to say I don't like making a sale. You know, somebody else put out that if people do not, and this is something that's common knowledge, if people don't pay for things, they won't stay for things. You understand? They said something along those lines. It might have been a different rhyme, but you know, it's the same principle. If people don't pay for something, they don't stay for something. You know? Or matter of fact, no, I think it was, if they don't pay money, they won't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But it's like I want you to sit down and read and engage things. This is why even when I'm doing this free class, it's like I don't know if people would prefer to do a paid class. You understand? But notwithstanding, that's what this is what it is. It's the reality being that a lot of our people are working for this white man for whatever reason. And I mean, I'm in such a position that I don't need to. You know what I mean? And that's on me. That's on me. You know? But you know, so I understand that some people do need, you know, they need to get that, you know, they need to get this white boy's bread. You know what I mean? And you know, like, you know, that's the economy that they're in. You know? But all the same, you know, you just got to be privy to that. You got to be privy to that. All right? You got to be privy to that. You got to say, oh, okay, well, look, this person probably in, like, you know, some sort of, you know, they need to figure. Because, I mean, I can say this. I don't want to go into it. I don't want, let me say, I'm not going to name any names, right? But this is famous speaker, okay? Famous, right? So it's not one of them small bucks y'all probably think I'm trying to talk about, right? But it's a famous speaker and they was like, you know, their wife is paying for most of their stuff. You know what I mean? And so they had a whole bunch of issues regarding that. But you could just imagine, like they had some huge social tension in their home, you know, because they're like a big speaker, but they ain't getting no bread, they ain't getting no money, and their wife got to pay for the home, their wife got to pay for this, they got, you know what I mean? And of course, you know, like for the wife, it don't make no sense. It's like, you know, she happy according to, like, she happy, but he's not happy because, you know, he don't want to be in that position because he wants a submissive wife and she's submissive and all that, but it just don't sit right with him. You know what I mean? Because he want to be the breadwinner, but he can't be the breadwinner because the community's not, the community knows him, but they ain't going with him. You know, and of course he's big. I'm telling you, he's big. But like if you said my name and you said his name, you know, like people gonna say, you know, they're gonna be like Abibi for Hodie when they say my name because they thought you sneezed. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't put the same, like, but I'm just saying. Now I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that this brother works for the white man, but what I'm going to say is, you know, like there's a whole heap of, like, on a psychological scale, there's a whole heap of things when you're not succeeding as you want to, you know. And I mean, I'm not, and like I said, I've been through something similar, you know, obviously not to that level, but you know, I do sometimes I do want to succeed more. Now, of course, I don't need to, but you know, I'll just go on from there, right? you hear somebody yawning, you know, I hope it's not one of y'all. But alright, let's go. This one is 63. So it says, we are an African people. We exist for the unborn, the protectors. They are the front line of our community. They are warriors. Warriors need bigger spaces for their families. They put their lives on the line. So he's talking about what would it be if you were living in an African community. Okay? You know, who, like what would an African economy look like? And the reality is this, that if you have a family, right? If you have a family, like you have a wife. If you have a wife, right? Then you're bringing in new members into the community. Okay? And because you're bringing in new members of the community, you deserve to have a bigger home, a bigger space than those of us who aren't married and who aren't bringing in more people, or who don't have families, you know, so on and so forth. So, you know, this and Zuberi, it kind of outlines a different sort of economy. You know, an economy that rewards you for your family building. You know, more so than for your labor, because they expect you to labor, but they also, like the economy is shaped such that, you know, everybody's provided for. You know, it's almost like a social security, almost like a brand of, like, it's a different economic system. It's not necessarily capitalism, not necessarily socialism, but it's a different economic system. So again, like I told you already, you know, definitely check out Zuberi if you want. You know, if you wanted a free copy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could just, you know, say, I ain't got no damn money. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, all right, whatever, bet. You know what I mean? But like, that's only for Zuberi. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that for the Book of Power. Because I need you to get on that. Because I tell you, sometimes I send people free copies of Zuberi. They don't read it. You know what I mean? So it's like you know, like, you gotta know what to do. You know? In fact, right here, we talking about money right here. So we're on 64. So it says money. Money is in Wazungu's money. You can't invest Wazungu's money into your community. Money is only good if it benefits your community. You know? So it's like, this is one of the things about Zuberi and them. It's like, they weren't operating on Wazungu's monetary system. You know? And that's the thing that we have to realize, is that we can get to a point where we're not operating on Wazungu's monetary system. Like I said, one of these big speakers was having marital problems based off of the fact that the Wazungu's monetary system was central in their marriage. You understand? Or Wazungu's monetary system had a role in their marriage. You have to understand that Wazungu's monetary system is an emotional drain. You know, it's an emotional drain when you don't have it, particularly when you don't have it. It's an emotional drain because the community around you is judging you based off of how much of it you have. You understand? And how much of it you make, and how much of it you contribute into a relationship, and how much, all of that. And it's a drain. I'm telling you, because I mean, like I said, I don't, like I don't want to talk about me, but I'll tell you that at one point, it was the case that it's just a drain. Like if you with a lady, she's like like even when I was with this other woman I was with, right? She was just like, you don't buy me anything. Now of course this woman owed me money, so I wasn't trying to buy her nothing. You know what I'm saying? like when you owe me money, I'm not trying to buy you nothing. But that's the like money's a sign of affection. Money's blah blah. But like I mean, I didn't really have money like that. And plus, like I said, she owed me money. But when a woman owes you money, I don't know what she was thinking. Why would I keep piling money onto you if you owe me money? But that's a whole other story. But yeah, money is only good if it benefits your community. And so in Zuberi's economy, they go on a cashless economy, which is that you're gonna work. Now this is the system, right? You're gonna work, sure, but then all you gotta do is ask the elders, for what you want, and you instead of you buying stuff individually, or for instance, or like even this, you could go to the store and just take what you need. And people will know, there'll be obviously a record, but of course, if you're not greedy, it's fine. Like if you need a new couch, like you need something big, like a new couch, right? You just order it, but the elders have it all on stock. You get what I'm saying? So the elders know you good for it. So you still go to work, you still do your job. If you're a programmer, you still gonna do your programming. You still go, but if you want to get a game console, right, or whatever, right, you just order it. You put in your information, like you got credit, pretty much. You got credit, you got cash in a sense, but you don't really got cash. So somebody with a family might be like it's a different economic. It's like a cashless economy. You gotta look at the book, and you'll get what I'm talking about, or you probably understand what I'm saying right now. It's like instead of me, having this much money in my account, then I go and pay for it. Instead of that whole transaction, that whole numerical transaction, it's like, oh, only wants this, and it's like, oh, only didn't you already break 3 of these? You know what I'm saying? Didn't you already break 3 of these? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, of course, you might be like, well, I prefer being able to break 3 things. Okay, that's fine. That's fine if you do. But here's the thing. In an economy where you are working, producing, and then you could consume, but at a moderate rate, that whole community is going to be mostly productive, and then it's going to be mostly wealthy. So you're creating wealth in your community. And when you're creating wealth in your community, right? That's when you're good to go. You understand? That's when your community is verging on the superpower level. You understand? As opposed to right now, where your community is mostly consumers and y'all are going into debt. Because like again, when you do credit, you're not really paying your money. You know what I'm saying? You paying somebody else's money. And then you owing them big money. You understand? So it's like you already know about a whole credit system, where it's like you're not really spending, where it's technically cashless. But this one is more so, well, look, we got you. You know what I mean? Like we a community, we a family, we a people. So it's just something to look into. It's obviously a fiction vignette. It's a short book. It's like 60 pages, so usually, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a short book, the vignette, but you explore that, and you can come back to me, however you want. But that's what it is, And then right here, this is 65, so it's like, we have guns, planes, tanks, buildings, all because we all put our work together, and we're not leaving it to individual investments. See what I'm saying? We're leaving it to our leadership, the great mothers and fathers, to invest our resources into our power. The great mothers and fathers have all of our communities' riches at their disposal. This is why we are so strong. We don't take more than we need, and we are content with having our needs met and enriching our community at the expense of our wants. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the economy that's outlined in Zuberi. You know, this idea where the great mother and great fathers have the community's riches at their disposal. So instead of you putting stuff, all the money you make from working into your own personal bank account, and then you being able to invest in whatever, it's like everybody puts it into a collective bank account. Okay? And then they go to the mothers and fathers and say, hey, I was just saying, I work, I want some of my earnings. They're like, yeah, no doubt. Here's what you could get. Here we can get it at a cheaper price. We can get this. So like it's an intelligent way to go about. Like technically, if you were to organize a community like that, where y'all had a community pot as opposed to just individual bank accounts, like, you could afford a lot more. You understand? You can afford a lot more. Instead of looking to go buy a house, you can buy a building, and all of y'all got an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like this is actually something that you could do anywhere in this world. But instead of doing that, you trying to fight this world you're trying to win a organizational battle as individuals, and of course you're gonna lose every time. But this is something that they do. So and of course, there's not gonna be like a monetary thing on it, because the thing is that, like, for instance, Zuberi, he works at one of his factories one of the things he worked at was he was building like beds or something, right? And of course, if you're selling those beds, like if you're giving the beds away, that's one thing. If you're selling the beds to other African countries, or you're selling the beds to European countries, then that's gonna put money in the bank, right? Now, of course, that's just gonna be money in the bank. Now, with that money, you could go ahead and do whatever you want. You could engage other countries however you want. And I mean, and of course, this is important to remember too, because it's like there's these people in America, they call them Mormons, right? They build their buildings from scratch. Like, they all get together and they build their buildings from scratch. That's why you wouldn't necessarily like that's like nobody has to pay for that. If your house burns down, they all get together, 50 of them come together and they build a house in a day. So it's like that's one thing that you could do. Even the same thing with guns. All you would need is the metal, and it's like as long as the people are getting the metal, you got the guns, you got the planes, you got the tanks, you got the buildings. That's a collective work that doesn't even need money per se, unless you're engaging with another country, in which case that's still fine. Because now you already have money. Because if another country, like, if you don't have all of Africa, and yet you say, hey, look, let's say Congo's still independent. You say, look, we could give you, we could sell you some planes, for coltan, for some minerals. You understand? And now you just helping out the continent. So, and of course the people on the ground, they get what they want. You got the coltan, now you got your superconductor, and you got your supercomputers, you got your fast phones and all that. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot we can do if we just say to ourselves, let's organize it, let's accomplish things. And I'm telling you already, this is the last page, so I'm telling you, look, we can learn this together, okay? People all over the continent learning about some different sort of economic system, all right? We can do this together, and our people will open up. So what I'm going to tell you to do, right? Now, aside from liking, subscribing, and sharing, is I'm going to tell you to get through. Bit of medicine is laughing. I don't know what you're laughing about. Whatever. But what I'm going to tell you to do is I'm going to tell you that we can, as a people, build what we need to build. Like, we can get together and build this organization, this community, and I want you to be a part of it. So obviously follow me on social media. That's at Onitaset, right? At ONITASET, right? Come on to the Discord. You see the Discord link in the description. Come on and just write down Boko Waset Nakeru or something. Matter of fact, just say, look, I'm interested in this new organization. All right? We are going to be working on, like, right now, we are a week in to, like, the deadline for presenting this thing is going to be the 28th. I already did the first draft. It looks sharp. It looks good. It looks like there's going to be a new organization, and it looks like it's going to be very helpful and informative. I want you to be a part of it. okay? Because we are going to be changing lives and changing communities and changing this power dynamic in this on this planet, and it's all going to start. It's going to start with us, all right? I'm not going to say it's going to start with it because it's already started, right? But we're going to have an active role. You know, if you already have an active role, that's fine. You know, if you want to have a more active role, that's even better. But the reality is that things is going to be changing around here, okay? And I'm just inviting you to be a part of those changes. But otherwise, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for listening. And sorry I'm a little late, but hopefully it was worth the wait. You know. Oh yeah. She showed me money and wanted me to buy stuff. Yeah, she out of her African mind, man. Like, nah, I ain't gonna buy you nothing, man. Give me my money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want my money now. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, talking about you don't buy me nothing. Of course I don't. All right. Anyway, but why I look like buying you stuff when I ain't? You know what I'm saying? Like she like I mean like if you got my money in your pocket, how am I gonna buy you something? You know what I'm saying? like what money am I gonna buy you something with? But all right, my bad, my fault. But all right, yeah, family. So come through, you know, and we gonna get this African liberation started. So thanks so much for listening, and of course, Shem Yem Hotep, Uncle Johnson Nab Nab, Amen Ma'at Dua Necha. Yeah, bye. Let's get there, bye.